This is Limitless Podcast, soon to be the most epic, badass, liberating podcast of all of humanity. Known by everyone you know soon. Believe it. You know it, you know it, you know it. And remember, this is the podcast where we remind you of your infinite potential, how this is your reality. You create your reality. This is your kingdom if you allow it to be, because you are God if you allow yourself to be. And you can do anything. We can do anything. Because we are limitless. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Hope all is well. Just adjust this mic real quick. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, that's good. Hope all is well, guys. So, thank you guys for tuning in to another Yap Sesh, because I, as of now, this episode is just going to be another short in-house Yap Sesh. Because, yeah, I've been thinking some more, and I think a good topic to talk about would be kind of just like what I envision the golden age to be like, and like what I'm personally striving for in terms of like goals and like kind of where I want the world to go. Like my world, you know what I'm saying? On my journey. Like, the future timelines that I'm trying to align to. Cuz I think that'd be cool, Be a cool discussion. It might give you guys some ideas on what to manifest for your own selves. So, what's my dream this time around? Honestly, that's been a huge thing for me, is like usually I have a dream, like I have, you know, a pretty easy goal, but this time around it was different. I didn't really have that. Being president, maybe that could be cool, but being president would feel more like a side quest to me. It's not something that I really want to do. I'm open to it in the future, maybe, like depending on how things go, but it's not really my dream, right? And so I've kind of struggled with life a lot because of not having a dream. And I still don't really have like a pinpoint dream. Like there's nothing I really want to be in this world except for my authentic self. And that's what I want to talk about. Is like, what is my dream? As of right now, as filming this, my current dream is just to test my limits as much as I can with my own authenticity and with manifesting. I want to see how far I can take all of my knowledge and reality shifting and apply it to the world, you know? And that includes hopefully making this podcast famous someday, someday soon, hopefully. And I just need to do more meditation. I haven't really had a chance to like sit down and visualize the numbers that I want for this and stuff. But because I've been focused more on like collective stuff, and it's really interesting because I swear to God, like I spiked the Schumann resonance like 3 for 3. Like I swear, like I was on these things doing Reiki on the planet and like, working through my own shit that I just know affected the whole collective. Like it's kind of crazy. So, and yeah, like I want to do stuff like that too, like in the world. Like I basically want to help literally increase the collective consciousness to the point where like we can start doing magical shit here again, like the old days, like Atlantis, Lumeria, that type of shit. I want to get to the point where like the earth's frequency already like its base form. Like you know how like Goku goes Super Saiyan? I want to get the Earth's base frequency to Earth being like a Super Saiyan, you know, like in its base form. Like its base form becomes a strong Super Saiyan just all the time, you know? Like I want like the collective to feel almost like a microdose all the time, you know? Like think about how cool that would be like for the world. And I think I've done it. It it is kind of weird how like as soon as I start microdosing and like fixing myself because I've been doing like a lot of inner energetic cool Reiki shit on myself. As soon as I start healing myself and like embodying a higher frequency, the whole collective did. And like I guess that's like one of my abilities because I was talking to one of my spirit guides who's a female, who's basically like a female aspect of me. Out of respect to her, I'm not gonna say her name, but she is known in this world. That's all I'm gonna say. But and I didn't even. That's another thing to kind of backpedal real quick. The female aspect of me, she's like known in this world. Um, I didn't know who it was this entire time. Like I just basically solved like a mystery, like a 5 year long mystery the other day. So that was cool. I just wanted to say that. But it's crazy. But anyway, what I was saying is I was talking to her and she was telling me that like different people have different abilities. Like for example, she said there can be some people who could spend a lifetime studying how to influence astral and other people can just do it like that, right? Kind of like that's like this like my special ability is that I can kind of like sync my own consciousness into the collective of everyone's, and by like raising my own from that, it's like I can kind of like lift up the entire collective, right? It's like doing the world's biggest squat, right? Like I'm basically doing the world's biggest squat energetically, but it's just easy to me. Like, you know, like I was built that way. However, it's interesting how like all of us have different abilities, right? And like how it's all spread out. We're all dished out stuff differently, right? Like I struggled a lot with astral projection and lucid dreaming. Like that stuff did not come very easy to me. And in fact, I kind of dealt with a light form of I forget what they call it. It's like aphantasia. That might not be the right word. It's the thing where like you can't visualize as good as some other people. But I will say, ever since I've been taking these, I can tell that it's opening my third eye up more for that. But like I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't be astral projecting. I've only done it like a couple times and it was random. Like I wasn't trying to do it. And same for lucid dreaming. It just happens randomly. But I haven't like mastered either of those two. So like my ability is more so the feeling side. Because I struggled with the visual side, it made my feeling abilities OP as shit. I mean, think about it, right? You give a kid multiple years sitting in his room like a mad scientist trying to figure out all this shit with a handicap on the visual side. It can't, so that's why it kind of like made me super OP on the feeling side. But again, it's also probably like a soul ability or something like that. Like we all got cool abilities, you know? Like there's like in the same way that I can do that with the collective, there's shit that I probably will never be able to do. You know, that some other people can just instantly do and I'd be jealous about. So um anyways, what was I saying again before all this? Oh yeah, the collective. Or actually, I'm trying to think where to steer this now. Oh yeah, it's very important to have a dream though. Like your dream doesn't have to be a career. your dream doesn't have to be, you know, like on that side of things. It can also just be like being your most authentic self, being your most liberated self. And that's what my dream is like I just want to become more authentic. I want to be able to express myself freely around those that I care about. And I want to be successful too. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, do I want to raise the collective of the earth? And like, would getting a little credit for that make me feel good? Of course. Yeah. I mean, hell yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. So it's like, I'm not trying to be like arrogant or egoic about it though. Like, I'm not going to like get mad if people don't believe me and stuff. But at the same time, if it's like to the point where like people just have to acknowledge it. I mean, hell yeah, that would be cool. So, but only if I do it the right way. And like what I'm trying to say is like I want the way I envision the future, like where I'm like what I'm trying to help usher into the earth and where I'm going in terms of timelines would be basically just a world where everybody is more authentic. Everybody's frequency is higher. People start to like play around with the idea of the multiverse. They start to play around with the idea of holy shit, there might be infinite realities. Holy shit, I might be more than a human. I can do anything. Like just spreading that energy of like limitless energy. That's why I made this podcast, Limitless Podcasts. Like I just want to play my part. I just basically want to live my life as fulfilling as I can while also hopefully inspiring other people and helping other people to be just as limitless? Because I really do think I can do anything. Like, I do want to get to the point where I can alchemically do some cool magical shit. Like, maybe someday in the future, I can shoot a freaking key blast out of my finger again. Yeah, I can do a Rasengan again, or a Kamehameha, or fly. Like flying would be the coolest, in my opinion. But and like that's another thing too I want to mention. To any of you guys that have these like crazy ideals and like you want to do that, you can do it. You can literally manifest anything you want. That's something else I wanted to make this episode about too, is like, yeah, you can fly. You can do that if you align to the correct future Earth timeline. Because think about it. Think 200 years ago how different life was. A lot of the shit that we have nowadays would be just utterly impossible for them to conceive. Like I'm talking into a mic that's plugged into a machine where I can broadcast it to all of you like relatively easy. Imagine trying to explain this to like people 200, 300 years ago, and how far we've come. Or like think about all of the inventors throughout history that were like made fun of and people doubted them and they ended up inventing some cool crazy technology like Tesla and Einstein, and Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison gets a bad rap, by the way, because of Tesla. But this is off topic, but just for fun, Thomas Edison played a huge part in like actually making the inventions become mass produced. He doesn't get enough credit for that. Like when it comes to lights, like light bulbs and stuff, he actually played like a huge part on the business side of things and like, making the factories so that we can have a light bulb in every home. I don't think people realize like the production side of things and like how because that was new, like production in general was relatively new, so he like brought it to that. But anyways, shout out to Edison and Tesla. I love them both, and I think they both deserve a lot of credit still. That was a tangent, but yeah, because some people might not know that. But Yeah, it's kind of crazy if you just think about how how society works in that sense where if I went and told the average person in society I'm gonna fly someday, they would be like, "You're crazy," or, if you would've said that shit, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you coulda got locked up for that shit, in an asylum or something, but everything's crazy until it's not. Watch, 10 years from now, we'll actually develop the or screw it, why limit ourselves to 10 years? 2 years from now, Earth will be in the vibrational frequency where the average person can do that because 'cause we've made heaven on Earth, you know? And it's like, if that happens and if we align to that timeline, people will just accept it as true, right? It'd be like if you time traveled to a future Earth where it's just possible, they would just be like nonchalantly, like, yeah, of course it's possible. In the same way that we nonchalantly talk about our smartphones. I don't think people realize how crazy it is. I don't think people realize how crazy of a technology smartphones are. Like, we literally have, just really think about how powerful and cool smartphones are, you know? Really think about it. And think of all the mass production that has to go on with making these things. The fact that they can even be mass produced. It's like nothing's impossible. You literally need to align it. You just need to align. What if I told you guys this thing right here? Yeah, you guys can see my lock screen. Uh, I didn't mean for that to come on. This thing right here can literally. I'm sorry, that made me lose my train of thought because Link came up. But okay, my bad. I remember what I was gonna say now. Sorry about that, guys. I was saying these things right here, smartphones, are literally science fiction in parallel Earths. Think about that. You know how when we watch a movie and there's a crazy technology or powers, and we're just like, oh, it's make believe. When you understand the multiverse, you're literally watching a parallel Earth, basically. So, this is a cool thought experiment to help you guys kind of open yourselves up more to more possibilities in your life and reality shifting. This thing right here, really think about how crazy the concept of a smartphone is if you were to try to explain it to someone in the 90s or the 80s, you know? We probably literally are in a freaking movie. Our Earth is in a movie, probably in an 80s movie or 90s movie on a parallel Earth, really just play around with that way of thinking because that's how the multiverse works. There really are different timelines. And that gets into why the Mandela effect's real. You guys have probably heard of the Mandela effect, right? I'm from the Earth where Pikachu's tail was black. I'm from the I'm from the Earth where the cornubica or whatever the hell it's called was on the fruit of the loom, you know? I distinctly remember that being one of my earliest memories, seeing that on clothing. I remember being in my laundry room and seeing that as a 4 or 5-year-old. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, guys, anything's possible. Like, don't ever be scared of being seen as a heretic. And even what I'm talking about right now could be seen as being a heretic to some people. Some people would think I'm crazy just for saying what I'm saying, but thankfully, most people nowadays wouldn't be so quick to judge about this stuff. And I feel like it's just It's becoming a lot more mainstream nowadays, which is really good. It's becoming a lot more popular. So thank God for that. And it's only gonna keep being like that, by the way. I'm gonna do my part to really keep basically making my own reality as heaven on earth as I can, and then tapping into the collective and doing that squat thing that I mentioned, like basically squatting the collective up with me. That's kind of like one of my jobs here, I guess, or like missions. And that's another thing too. Like it might be like a starseed mission of mine, but I'm doing it out of my choice. Like it's not like I'm actually here on a mission. That's another thing is like some star seeds and light workers feel like they have to be something. Like they feel like they have to become famous or they have to do this to help save the world. And just create your own mission, like, because if not, you're going to end up putting a lot of pressure on yourself and it's going to be coming from a place of inauthenticity and it's going to be coming from a people pleasing self, just a higher dimensional people pleasing self. And it's not going to work. Then your manifestations aren't going to work and it's just going to spiral you into a loop of depression and anxiety and victimization. So create your own mission, but like just for fun, like just to be funny. I guess you could say it's my mission for being here, you know. But ultimately, it's just, I'm taking it day by day, creating my mission every day, tweaking it every day. And that's another thing too, is like when it comes to your dreams and goals, you can tweak it as much as you want to. You can tweak it every day, you know? Just don't feel limited, don't feel stuck because we're limitless. This is Limitless podcast. We can do anything. And believe it. I'm going to say my real goal right now. Screw it. All right. This is my real goal. I'm going to become an ascended master and I'm going to surpass all of the previous ascended masters before me. I'm going to be the next best Jesus and Krishna. I'm so serious. Mark my words. You'll see. That's where I'm going at least. That's where I'm going, like the timelines, but yeah. So I guess technically you will see it because I just rippled that across timelines and it like merged or something. I'm still learning, but like collectively. Um, so yeah, there you go. There's my real personal dream, I guess you could say, is like I just want to become the best ascended master that I can. Like I legit want to be like Jesus level. I want to get to the point where I can perform miracles. I want to be able, like, do you know how cool it would be if I could turn my water into wine right now just to do, even though in my last podcast I said I'm not going to drink. So, how about pre-workout? Do you know how cool it could be if I could just turn this water into pre-workout or caffeine or like an energy drink? You know how cool that would be? Or like being able to levitate, you know? It's really cool. But yeah, that's my goal, guys. I want to, in all seriousness, yeah, like I just want to become the best ascended master I can, whether or not I'm better than previous ones. That was just kind of a joke, but at the same time, I don't want to limit myself. So yeah, you know what? I am. I'm gonna surpass my predecessors. Hell yeah. Or at least do my very best to. And I love them very much. I love Jesus. I love Krishna. I love Buddha. I love all of the previous greats. But as Michael Jackson said, study the greats and become greater. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So, there you have it for this episode. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Prioritize self care. Remember, have dreams, have goals. And if you don't know your dreams and goals, that's fine. Again, it doesn't have to be career, it can just be what we talked about here. It can just be self-worth, self-care, um, being authentic, being powerful, being as godly and as Christ-like as possible. That's good enough. So, peace out, guys. Catch you guys in the next episode.